Denary numbers are the normal numbers that we use every day, so they're also called decimal numbers. Because computers don't have any intelligence, when we program a computer, we've got to know exactly what we're talking about and make sure we know that inside out. So before we start looking at binary numbers, which is how computers count, we need to be absolutely certain that we know how our normal decimal or denary numbers work. If we look at a number like this, 2061, we can all read that, but that's not something that we've always been able to do. So when you first learn mathematics, that's a very large and difficult number, and you've got to then break that down. So we break these numbers down using place values. So our place values, ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands. What we're doing with these is actually saying we've got 2 thousands, so 2 times 1,000, 0 hundreds, 0 times 100, 6 tens, and 1 1. If we calculate those and add them together, we get 2061. Now, that doesn't seem anything that we would really need to do. We can just read it, but we need to go back to those basics of when we were first learning numbers. So how many different symbols do we have for making numbers? Now, some people would say 9 without thinking about it, but we've got to include the 0 as well, so we have 10 symbols. So those symbols obviously then are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Why do we have that number of symbols? It's likely that because we have 10 digits, so 10 fingers and thumbs, that's the reason that most humans adopted a system with 10 symbols. So the number system that we use every day is called decimal or denary. Okay. Also known in mathematics as base 10 because we've got 10 symbols. So again, reminding about these columns, so these are place value columns. How much bigger does each one get as we go from right to left? They get 10 times bigger. The reason they get 10 times bigger is because we have 10 symbols to make our numbers with. And the highest number that can be in any column is a 9, because once we get to 9 and we carry on counting, we've then got to go into the next place value. That will put a 1 in there for the tens, and we go back to a 0 for the ones.